Okay, so I have taken the respective colors here, starting with the permanent yellow deep, the vermilion hue, the titanium white, Mars black, and the cadmium yellow medium. So these are the colors which I'm going to use in order to make realistic brunette color hair. So let's get started. Okay, so let's first start mixing the colors. I am going to take some of this vermilion hue. This is an orangey red color, and I'm going to add a little bit of black here. I'm taking some more black. Okay, and a bit of permanent yellow deep, which is the orange color, a bright orange color. I'm going to take some more water in my brush. I've taken a pointy brush, by the way, because this is the brush which I've taken. So this is in order to make the outline of the hair that we're going to paint today. So let me just move the camera towards the canvas. Okay, so now, as I already have taken a lot of color in my brush, let me just paint a framework of the hair. So today I'm going to show you, let us go with the straight hair texture. We can always go for a curly or a wavy kind of a hair tutorial next time, but I'm just trying to keep it straight for today. Okay, so I'm going to draw the outline of the hair, at least from the back side. So this person is actually facing back side, so we are going to draw the hair, we're going to paint the complete hair on the back, and we are not going to paint any face as of now. I mean, we're not going to paint any face here. Let us only focus on the hair part today. Okay, so now you can see that the framework is done, but right now I'm thinking to switch to a brush that is a little flat, so that I can cover maximum area in a small period of time. So I've taken this brush now. I've switched my brush for this moment, for this part, and as you can see, I'm getting this job done very quickly. So this is just the base of the hair, and we are not going to create any textures now. We are going to give a base look, the base color of the hair. So I'm adding a little bit of black on the top. So right here I'm adding the color that we have mixed, that I have shown you in the beginning. So we are adding that color at the bottom and towards the length of the hair, the complete length. Since I have gone outside the outline of the hair that I had done previously, I am planning to make the hair, the surface of the hair, a little thicker. So don't worry about your mistakes that you do while painting. So like this, you can always modify it, right? So that is the reason I always keep on saying that there are no mistakes in art. You just have to know how to mask them or how to convert them into something else. And who knows, that might even turn out to be more beautiful than the originally intended one that you had in your mind. Okay, So this time I'm taking very less water, and I'm trying to use up all the color that is there in my brush. So we are going to do the finishing later on. Okay, so before we start detailing or going into the detailing of the hair, here let me just point out one thing, that is the light that gets reflected on the hair. So when light gets reflected or gets hit on the hair, maybe it is a sunlight or any artificial light, what happens is that the light gets reflected onto our hair on certain areas that are actually more highlighted or more elevated than the rest. So by making those areas lighter in color, we are going to accentuate the process, accentuate the glow or the shine on the hair. So in this case, the hair is super straight and the color is brunette. So we are going to use some color tricks which actually will help us to attain the effect that we are going to do, we want to do actually. So for now, I am going to take the pointy brush again, this brush again. So let me dip it in the water, and after gently shaking off the excess water from the brush, I am going to take a bit of the permanent yellow dip and the vermilion hue, This time I'm not going to add more black into it, but a very tiny amount of it, so that the color which I'm mixing right now should be little lighter than this color. Let me just show you the color that I have made. Okay, so this was the color which was painted previously for the base, and this is the color which I have mixed right now by mixing the permanent yellow dip, the vermilion hue, and a tiny bit of the black here. So this is the color which I have got. I'm adding some water into it. Let me get back to the canvas. Okay, I think my window panes are getting a little bit in the middle of the painting. Okay, I think now it's fine. Okay, so this is the color which I have got, and I'm not really sure if you are able to see in the camera because it's really very light. Let me take some orange, that is the permanent yellow dip. Now I think you're able to see a little bit of the color streaks here. So let me decide the highlighted portion of the hair. Let this be little highlighted, and over here in the middle let it be little dark, that is it is not that highlighted than this, and maybe somewhere here and there at the bottom of the hair I'm going to add some highlighted streaks of the hair. So we are going to do that layer upon layer. So it is not possible to actually paint in just one or two layers and then get the realistic effect. We have to add a lot of layers onto it unless and until we are satisfied with the look, complete look. So this needs a lot of patience, I must say. So I'm holding the brush very vertically, like straight like this, so that the tip of the brush is the only portion of the brush that gets touched here on the canvas. Time to take some more orange. So as you can see, I'm not washing the brush. I am just adding color into it. So don't worry about the brush being dirty or maybe the color getting mixed. The color is anyway going to get mixed, so that is the effect which we are trying to create right now. Okay. Let me some more. So as in when we add more of this orange color, that is the permanent yellow dip, I would like to say that we are actually going to reduce the surface area. So as compared to the color, the light colors or the layers that we were putting it here, we were applying those layers, the area that was covered was this much. But now as in when I'm going to make it more highlighted, I'm going to reduce the area, the surface area, to this, some sort of this. So that is another thing to keep in mind. So we don't want the highlighted portion to be covering the maximum surface, otherwise the whole idea of the highlight actually goes into vain. So there is a very little portion or a small portion which actually gets the maximum light or the maximum reflection, or which shows the maximum amount of reflection on the hair, in order to show it super silky and shiny, of course. Okay, so while doing this, you can just make 1 or 2 streaks in the between longer than the rest, and then you can make some shorter ones and then go for some longer ones like this. So make it random, don't just make all the streaks in a single unit, like they should not be of the same height or length. Make some longer, make the others shorter, in this way. Okay, I think you're able to see some effects on the camera right now. There is more to be done here, so let me just keep this area, let me just allow this area to be a little dry, and in the meantime let me just repeat the process that I have done for this towards this side, this end. So I have zoomed in a bit so that you can see it more clearly. So as you can see, I have highlighted some portion here and some here. The surface is more here at the bottom and little less here, since this is the head and then these are the hair that is actually just held loose here on the back. Now we are going to highlight it some more with the yellow color, that is the cadmium yellow medium, which I am using right now. So this is the color, let me show you. This is the color that I am going to, yeah, you can see it now. So this is the color that I am going to use. And I am going to mix this color with the color that I had made previously by mixing the permanent yellow dip and the vermilion hue, that is the orange and the red, and a tiny bit of the black color too. So I am trying to make it more lighter, so that is the reason I am going to use more yellow this time. Okay, coming back to the painting here. So I have taken the color that I have mixed right now in my brush already, and so as I told earlier, that the more we highlight, the more we keep on highlighting, the more layers we make, the more the surface area gets lesser, right? It decreases the surface area eventually. So we are going to use similar kind of streaks of the hair by using the tip of the brush only and reducing the length of the streaks. Just add some of the orange and the red together. So I'm naming the colors in common terms, and let me just add some kind of streaks here and there like this, because when you like closely observe human hair, they are not very they don't shine perfectly at one and then they don't shine completely at the other. Yeah, of course this part is darker than the portion here and here, but then we can always have some highlighted streaks here and there in between to give it a more realistic effect, or else this will look like a painting, or maybe like not very natural. So while doing this, don't start off with the lighter color at first, like the yellow here, like more yellow. That is the reason I am using this color for the part here. That is by mixing the orange and the red a bit. I'm not taking any black. Let me make this portion a little more highlighted or more shiny. So have enough water in your brush so that you can smoothly glide onto the surface of the canvas, or else your color streaks might tend to break in between, and we don't want that. So now let me work at the ends of the hair here. Sorry for that. Let me work on the ends of the hair by using the same color that I've used here to make the streaks in the between. This time I'm just adding a little bit of black into it. So the colors that I'm using right now is I'll just name the common terms, that is the orange, red and the black. So black being the least in terms of quantity, and equal amount of red and orange. Okay, so I have got a color like this. Okay, so now I'm going to make some detailing here. Okay, so you can see that the ends of the hair are finally taking some shape. Added some more red and black. Mixed the red and black little, and adding the mixed color here just to make a transition here so that it just goes from light to little dark and then goes darker here. So some sort of gradient is always useful when there are a lot of colors happening here. One or two I'm just trying to push it near the highlighted portion. So at this point we are not going to take more water in the brush, but using up all the color that is there in the brush already, and applying a little bit of pressure on the brush and working it upwards. I mean give some upward strokes like this, so that the whole thing just matches with one another. I don't know if I'm making sense as of now, but you'll see. We're going there, we're getting there. I'm just adding some strokes, some more strokes here. Added some color. Okay, so now I am going to add some part of orange, red and the black, that is the permanent yellow deep, the vermilion hue and the Mars black color. this time I'm going to take more of the permanent yellow deep, that is more of orange color, and I am going to work on the sides, like as this is the highlighted portion, I'm going to work with the color that is just being mixed right now on both the sides, like the top and the bottom, keeping these yellowish streaks untouched, and just trying to give some nice smooth brush strokes here near the highlight. I'm not going to cover the complete highlight. This actually helps us to create a nice smooth image, as if the hair actually is going to shine. It will look very shiny after we are done. So as we are done here, we are going to repeat the same process over here. So take the same color, that is the color that you have just mixed a while ago, and add the color near the highlight, that is top and bottom of the highlight. Again, keeping in mind the streaks or the strokes or the length of the streaks of the hair here, or whatever we are painting right now with this color, should be random. They should not be all of the same size. Keep some longer than the rest, most here and here, somewhere here and there in the streaks at the middle. So let us start from the head portion. Okay, so as I have told you, when we go on highlighting the layers, the area tends to decrease. So this time the area would be more less than the previous layer. Okay, the area has actually decreased. Can you see the highlight now? Yeah, see, it's exciting now. I just wait for this part to paint, and that is the reason I paint the whole hair. I just want this part to be done, but you cannot do it all at once. There are layers beneath it, or else you'll not be able to get this effect. Okay, so one thing to keep in mind is, let us just keep some part here not highlighted, so that will actually give a nice shiny look to the hair. Okay, you'll get to know why. And like always, keep the size or keep the length random. Some part maybe just keep it more longer than the rest. And now we are going to just fill in some area with the light color that we have just made. So here and there I have just kept one or two streaks in between, and then I am just moving to the side here and filling it the color again. Okay, so now you can see there is a shine already in the hair, right? This is actually how we are going to make this the other portion also, like the more shinier. So just make some streaks longer here and there. Just don't take more color in your brush at this point. As I keep on saying, use up all the color in your brush and try making one or two streaks that comes out of the boundary like this. One or two, not much, or else the complete look will actually go off. So this is how we are done here. As of now we are like maybe 80% done with this. Let us move to this part now. let me use some orange tinge to it here in the middle, because we cannot keep all this part more highlighted. We are trying to keep as little as possible. I mean the highlighted or the shiny part of the hair where light reflects the most. So these are the part where light reflects partially, and then here and here are these are the two portion of the hair where light gets reflected the most. They are the most highlighted part of the painting, and the hair, of course. Here and there, just add some orange streaks of the hair, because orange is the middle tone, that is the color. Here it is more dark, then the highlight here is more light in color, and the orange being the perfect middle tone, which is why we are using it in the partially reflected area. So we don't have all the part of the hair that is like super duper highlighted. We don't want like that, because that will actually take away the natural look of the hair again. The strokes, whatever you make here with your brush, with your pointy brush, should be very smooth. Don't like dab on it. Okay, like, it should be feather light. Hold your brush very far from the only the tip should be touching the canvas, the surface of the canvas. So we are not going to apply any sort of pressure on the brush or on the canvas in order to get the desired result. So now here and there I'm going to add some of the orange that is there in my brush to make it more highlighted here. I mean not completely highlighted as this, but in order to create a gradient. Okay? It should go from light to little dark and then to the darkest, like we have done here. This gives a more subtle look and a more natural look. So while doing this, 1 or 2 orange streaks could be added in between the highlights. Okay. Even on the lower side, on the bottom part, add some orange near the light color here, that is the shiniest part. Add some orange color on the top and on the bottom, and as we have added some orange streaks in the middle, we are going to add some here. We are just going to repeat the same process whatever we do here and here. So if you just keep that in mind, things get easy. See that I use my color judiciously, so I'm just trying to use every bit of color that is hanging here in the brush, that is stuck in the brush. And why not? You can see the texture that is being created now. It looks beautiful, right? So with very less water content in the hair, in the brush, and some kind of a color that is left in the brush, this gives a very nice texture to the painting. So this is washed my brush now. So after Just shaking off the extra water. Now is the time to take more white. So I am taking more white in my brush. Okay, so this is the white I am taking in my brush. More white and very little quantity of the yellow color. So this is the color which we are going to use to determine the most shiniest part, or to show how shiny this hair, the lock of hair is. This the super silky smooth hair actually is. Okay, so I'm not going to use white directly. I have mixed the white with little bit of yellow. Okay. Do not use white directly, otherwise it will look artificial. The shine on it will not be more natural looking, but little artificial. So we are working on the most highlighted part. Again, the surface area turns out to be more less, as this is the final touch that we are going to give to the shine of the hair. I mean, only to the shiny part. I'm not talking about the whole of the painting. I'm just talking about the final touch to the shine of the hair. Okay, see, you can see this. With a finger, you can just smudge it little. And just try to blend here and there. I have just left some part without highlighting with this super light color. So if you do that, you get a more natural look. The key point here is to add very little portion of highlight and not highlight the complete portion like this. So you can see I have not added this color all together towards here at the crown of the head. I have just added a little bit of the shine here and somewhere here at the left side. Okay, and making sure we don't add that much of this here. Maybe one or two you can if you wish to, but the majority of the shine should be here, because this is the part of the head at the back which is it is of a little more elevation. It has a more elevation to it, so that is why the hair, when placed on top of it, gets more shinier. It looks more shinier, and because the light reflects on the most elevated part of the object. So here this is our object, and we know which are the elevated portions here, because maybe this is the prime portion of the hair where the volume seems more, the curve of the hair seems more, and that is the reason the light reflects on it more and we get this shine like this, even here. So I have just outlined this area of the hair just to make it look more defined. I've used the brown color that I have just made using the orange, red and the black. Well, taking equal quantities of orange and red and very little black to it. Okay, I mixed those three colors and I have just added the outline like this. This gives a more definite and nice look to the hair. I am just trying to give some finishing look here at the outline. Okay. Some of the color that you are using it for the outline purpose now can be actually extended towards the inner part of the outline, that is here somewhere, just to blend the complete look, so that there are no distinct outlines, or there should not be a distinctive outline of a dark or a light color. That will actually take away the natural look of the hair again. The outline is the part of the hair we just want it to be more definite from the side, both the sides, right? Okay. I'm using some of the brown that I've made here near the partially highlighted portion in the middle or the center. Okay. And also somewhere here at the bottom where the hair ends. You can look at the shape that I have given. This gives a nice shape, nice round curve to it. You can paint your hair in any shape you want. You can paint short hairs till here. You can paint hairs that are of little less volume. So you can just reduce the volume here and keep it more straight. So that actually depends on your choice. Okay, so you can actually have a look at your painting and maybe fill in some areas which needs filling, or maybe some highlights here and there which you have not done. So before we claim it to be completed, let us just focus on all the areas here and make sure everything looks nice and shiny. Okay. So this is super straight hair. Okay, so I think we're done. Yeah, we are done. Okay, so we are done with the painting here, and before I put an end to this, let me just show you a little bit of detailing. Yeah, we are just left with some detailing here and there, but you may actually totally skip this part if you are not willing to. Depends on your mood. So if you want, you can actually get done with it at this stage, or else what I do is I just take the same brush, the pointy portion again, and very quickly I am just going to take some of the brown color, okay, a little lighter brown this time. You know how to get the brown color, right? So take that brown color and we are going to add some hair, strands of hair standing out from both the sides here and there, because let us just agree to the point that no matter how straight your hairs are, or no matter how much of a smoothing process you have undergone, there are few strands of hair which actually tends to stick out like this because of the friction, or because it's super flowy, right, silky. So you cannot actually expect all the hair to be just kept very neatly all the time. So this is where you use a very pointy brush. Okay. You can see. Okay, so the basic painting of the hair is done, but you can see I have added few strands of hair sticking out. This is just to give a more realistic effect. The idea is realistic, right? So we are trying to impart more and more realism to it. So you can see we get very thick strands of hair which ruins the look. We want thin strands because these are the hair that actually sticks out. So these are the hair that actually sticks out because they're more lighter, they're thinner, so they stick out. Let me keep some one or two here very longer than the rest. So it's not perfect, and that is why it's more even more beautiful. One or two strands here and there, very lightly, and the stroke is like very feather light, very light. I think I'm done here. It again depends on you. So as in when you use the brush and the color, like the color tends to be over in the brush, right? So the color becomes more light. That actually helps in this kind of detailing, where the hair looks more lighter than the rest, almost light that it's very hard to see, actually, to visualize. Only when you have a closer look you can have a view of these strands. And the painting is done. So this is how I normally paint realistic hair in case of portrait paintings, or maybe where I have some human figures in a landscape. So I really hope you have enjoyed the process. Just give it some time, don't be in a rush or a hurry to complete it, and wait for the layers to actually develop and get to this point. Okay, you'll not be disappointed with the result. So just give it a try, and see you next time. Bye bye.